Yeah, great job by our guys hanging in there today. McIntyre, he was, feeling sick all week, had the flu, diagnosed with the flu last Sunday, gave him an extra day's rest, and gave us 4+ innings, and he was done. I mean, almost took him out a hitter or two earlier, and he fought as long as he could, and really proud of him. And then obviously just the way it all went down with our guys continuing to punch in runs, even when they tied it. It didn't deflate us. It just, we just knew that we had 4 innings to go and we needed to find a way to win the game. And, it was just big that we kept scoring. And, that run we scored in the 8th, I just felt like was huge. It doubled our lead. Instead of 1-2, it was 2. And, we were hoping that Gage could take us to the house, so to speak. And, man, he did it. 2 great plays in the outfield in the 9th helped out, but Gage just kept getting after it and throwing strikes, and being able to throw that off-speed pitch, even behind in the count, was big.
Tom?
Dave, what does it mean? I mean, how do you feel like leaving Oxford with the series win, based on everything that happened? And then I think it's the first time you guys have won back-to-back series in Oxford. So if you could maybe speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough place to play, tough place to win. We're super excited about it, honestly. We get to fly home most of the time. This is our only trip this year. That's, rightly so. It's a bus trip. It's about 5.5 hours. So it's going to make the ride home a lot better for everybody involved with the program. And, baseball, a funny game, man. It'll hurt you. It'll humble you, make you happy. I mean, it's just a lot of emotions. They're struggling, and, we just fought them. And, I'm sure they felt like over in their dugout that this was going to be their weekend to turn it all around. And, they probably will turn it around. I'm just glad that we got our couple of wins at a minimum, and we're getting out of here.
Bob?
Dave, you guys, had 8 hits, not a ton, but you really made them count. I think you had 3 hits with runners in scoring position, 5 with runners on, which was kind of an issue yesterday. Just how'd you feel about the timeliness of the hitting?
Yeah, we talked about that after the game a little bit. The timely hitting was big today. Punching a run in here. Stovall's hit was huge to give us that 2-run lead at the time. And then, again, getting that run there in the 8th, I think was mentally, I think that really helped Gage. I would think Wood would just a little more bounce in his step going out there in the 8th with a 2-run lead, and then also again in the 9th. But yeah, I mean, that's what the game's all about. Don't walk the leadoff man. Timely 2-out hits. If you do that, you're going to win a lot of games.
And then Gage, that was his second save, second straight weekend with the save, a little longer this time. Just how do you think I don't know if he's your closer now, but how do you think he's doing in that role?
Well, I think he's embraced that a little bit. I think he loved being in the game there, and he's got a little different look in his face than he did the first few times we put him out there early in the season to get him some experience or put him in a leverage situation, a tough situation, not just hey, get him out there for experience. The innings and the outs really mean something. I see a different guy, and we need him. I mean, yeah, he's one of our guys that we feel like they can finish the game.
And then Carter, I know he gives up that dinger to start, but then he settled in and got you 4 outs. What'd you think of his performance?
That's what we were wanting them to do, is get us 4 outs, 3 anyway. Obviously, he had to face Gonzalez, the guy's one of the best players in the country, going to be a first-round draft choice. And, we felt like we were living on the edge with him, and he had, McIntyre, he was on McIntyre, we felt like, and Mac was tired, so we pulled him. But, Dylan, the pitch that left the yard was supposed to be a fastball on the outside corner out, ended up being in the middle in. He just missed his spot on the wrong side. and a good hitter will make you pay for it. And that's what he did. But Dylan went back out there, got us through that 6th inning. And then obviously we turned the ball over to Gage. So those ended up being, 3 really big outs there in the 6th.
Andrew Ellis.
Yeah, Coach, I feel like we've talked about Caleb Cali a lot and kind of getting him going. Just huge day for him at the plate. Just how big of a presence does he bring when he's really swinging the bat the way he is and playing defense the way he's played this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, his presence at the plate is, he can hit the ball over your head. And, they're probably looking at his numbers going, wow, this guy's hitting 200, 205, 206 going into the day or whatever it was. And, all he does is hit the ball hard. And, that's the guy that we saw in the fall and saw in January and a little bit of February. And then it kind of went away. And I think that he's feeling confident. I think he probably feeling that we are confident in him because we keep putting him back out there, and he doesn't feel like he's got to get it all done in one at bat. So I think it carries over to the defense. Been playing good defense, and when he gets to the ball, I want him to field it. You get to it, field it. And that's just be steady, and that's what he's done.
And Josenberger had the big hit in the 7th there, but also his speed. Just how much do you think that affected the rest of that inning, where they're pitching out and then they're air on the right fielder? Just how much do you think that his speed was kind of affecting that inning, able to get you that extra run?
Yeah, that was a huge hit, but for him, to have speed, and he's a steal threat. I don't know if you guys realize that, but he was stealing on that pitch, and that's one reason that he got all the way around. He was moving, and the right fielder was not going to throw him out of third, and he just kicked the ball. And then he tried to get it in too quick and made a bad throw. And I thought Coach Thompson did a really good job of taking a shot and waving him in. And speed bothers people. It bothers you in baseball a lot.
Dave, you went TBA for the second 2 games. How much did McIntyre's health play into that? And when did you know this week? When were you confident that he was going to be able to start for you?
Yeah, his health was the reason that we TBA'd it, or we'd have put him in there. If he hadn't been sick at all, he probably would have thrown game 2. We were just trying to give him as long as we could before we, started him. Another day's rest, another day of medicine, just to try to get a little bit stronger. And then we didn't know if we were going to pitch until yesterday. We just felt like once we got through the day, he felt better, that another night's sleep that he'd be ready to pitch.
And you kind of touched on it, the two plays by your outfield in the 9th inning. What did you see on Wagner's catch, and then also Josenberger tracking that one down?
I think off the bat, Jared saw it hit a little bit farther because he kind of went sideways, but the ball was kind of slicing, left-hander slicing off a righty. So it started to sink, and then he obviously he turned it up and made a really good diving catch. That's about as far as he could have gone. Great play for us, big momentum. And then, Josenberger's ball, I felt like he was going to catch it, but it was also slicing away from him. But he got a really good jump off the bat on that one. And, it was just 2 really, really good plays, especially in the situation.
Dudley.
Didn't have the midweek game last week. Got a couple this week. What are you going to try to get accomplished in those 2 games?
Yeah, I'll definitely play guys. I'll play everybody in the next 2 games. Some guys that haven't played much will play at least 1 game and maybe 2. We'll see how it goes. I want to win the games, but at the same time, we got a quick turnaround. We played, Tuesday, Wednesday, and bang, you got Thursday, and then you play Tennessee on Friday. So, we have to be smart with our pitching. We're going to have some guys go a little longer that maybe haven't pitched much, and just leave them out there, and hopefully we can win a game or 2.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Daniel.
Hey, Coach. John and Caleb started all 3 games for you. At this point in the season, is kind of the left side of the infield as far as conference play and that kind of thing? Is that kind of the rotation you're going to go with the rest of the way?
Yeah, well, John's been our starter all year, and he won that job in the fall, and it was based on defense. He's just outstanding defender. And then, Callie was our third baseman going into the spring, but it just didn't work out for him offensively. And but as of now, yeah, he's definitely our third baseman, and that's our starting left side.
Bob, come back around. Last one.
Okay. Hope if everyone don't mind another ULR question. So we're not going to get Dave on Monday. Dave, it was a really big deal when you guys first started playing the in-state schools. Now it's become commonplace. Just how do you approach the games? And obviously, Chris, he's one of your guys. Just kind of how do you look at these games?
Well, I look at him as, it's a game that we need to get some guys in. We need to, maybe give your starting catcher a rest and one outfielder here and infielder there, and get some of these players that work hard every day a little chance to play. I mean, if we can do that, but bottom line, I want to try to win the game. Every game is a big deal to me, because this is what I do, so, but not going to go crazy trying to win them. I don't want to jeopardize, having our guys ready for Friday.
And Chris, he's you're one of your guys.
What do you mean, one of my guys? Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
I mean, he coached with you and everything,
Yeah, he coached with us a couple of years, did a great job. I knew he'd be a really good head coach, and he's proven me right. And he's done a really good job down there in Little Rock.
Thanks.
Hutch and Robert, finish it up here, please.
You talked about defense a little bit, Coach, but the two plays in particular, I was curious about your thoughts on the 8-5-4 pickoff, or not pickoff, but when Callie threw the guy out at second and when McIntyre picked the guy off at first. Both innings, Ole Miss ended up scoring. I'm curious how important you thought those outs were.
Well, the first one, it was really a heads-up play by Callie, realizing that the batter runner was going to try to get to second base on the throw to third, and he did not have a chance to get the runner at third. So he stepped up, caught the ball, made a perfect throw. And I really liked the tag there, really quick slap tag. And it was a close play. I mean, close enough that they reviewed it. So obviously that run was off the board. They ended up scoring some runs, but that turned it around. The pickoff, we picked the guy off first in the game. That was huge. What was the other? Was that the other play you talked about? Yeah, we played good defense. I mean, we didn't catch a couple pop-ups last night. One was just a communication issue. One was a tough play by the dugout, but other than that, we didn't make an error. I don't think they counted either of those as errors, but that's what it takes when you're trying to win close game. You can't give them extra outs.
And Dave, I was curious, y'all didn't do a whole lot the first 4 innings. I think Callie's home run was all you had, but you really got their starters pitch count up. How big was that to breaking through with a couple of runs in the 5th and also getting to their bullpen?
It was big. I mean, when you're not scoring, that's something that you're looking at. And I knew his count was up, and we had him. We knew at least I felt like he was only going to be able to go 5 at the most. We felt like we were starting to get to him a little bit. He's a good pitcher. He didn't throw the ball in the middle of the plate. He'd throw that slider in on the lefties, and then he'd bring it around the corner to the lefties, and he'd sneak a fastball in on you every now and then. He throws downhill tilt. He's good pitchers, but I thought we did a good job of fouling off pitches, taking pitches. Seemed like he was 2-2, 3-2 on everybody. He just did a great job of getting us out on full counts. I mean, we were right there to, but give him credit. But we knew we were going to get him out of the game pretty early.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Okay.